was so lost, oh, but now I'm found. I was blind, oh, but now I see.
After George Jones passed away in 2013, his family, friends, and colleagues gathered at a packed Benoit Lewis Hall in Vidor, Texas, to celebrate his legendary life and career. Among those in attendance was his eldest sister, Helen Scroggins Jones.
Well, I love my brother because he always looked after me and seen that I didn't need nothing.
Tell about his great singing.
Yeah, and I loved to hear him sing up till he died.
And tell him about on your daddy's grave. You're going to tell that.
And I wanted the one that wrote Watching from the Window Up Above. My husband loved that song, and so I put it on his tombstone.
Now you want to thank everybody?
Huh?
You want to thank everybody?
Thank y'all.
Before I go, I want to tell y'all one little story.
Come on, girl.
Okay. When I was 2 or 3, I can't remember how because I was so young, but we moved to a farm in Waco. It was a cotton farm. And every summer, George would come and stay with us for a while. And I can't tell you how many times my daddy told the story about when he would come. He had never been around cows, never been around chickens. And so when he found out that eggs and milk came from cows and chickens, he said he was never going to eat them again. He said his eggs and milk came from the grocery store. And that's what he wanted, the ones from the grocery store. So I just want to tell y'all all we love you. We thank you. And I know George's music 50 years from now will be just as popular as it is right now.
We also heard from the legendary George Jones's sons, Jeffrey and Brian.
Just to have all these folks, love him and still listen to his music and support us, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm so thankful for everyone here. Thank you so much.
What was it like growing up in the George Jones household?
It was exciting.
It was wild.
Tumultuous sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of good times, a lot of good memories.
Incredible talent he was, and I actually got to speak with him one time. I was working at a local radio station in Beaumont, and he called me up, and it was like one of the biggest thrills of my life. Kicker 95.1, it's Jim King. Hello.
Jim, this is George Jones. How are you?
Hey, George, how are you, man?
Well, we're doing pretty good for an old man.
This is your hometown you're calling. You know that? Well, you know that.
Yeah, boy, we're looking forward to it. We always are. Anytime we come anywhere close to Beaumont and Texas.
Also appearing at the George Jones Southeast Texas Tribute in Vidor was former George Jones bandmate and songwriter Earl Peanut Montgomery.
And I've written a song. There's a new book coming out. My wife's the author of it, and they're going to make a movie from the book, and they want me to write the song, and this is what I've written. I don't have it finished, but because they're copying it with the media, you can't steal it because it's just now been copyrighted. Here it is, right here. The Legend of George Jones. That's the name of the book. I've got a good melody to this, too. I'm not going to sing. I'm going to read it to you, recite it. In 1931, a Texas mother gave birth to a son. She named him George, the singer of songs. In 6 days, God made heaven and earth. The 7th day, he rested from his work. And on the 8th day, he created the legend of George Jones. Songs began to fill the air like a Sunday morning choir. Sounded like angels singing around heaven's throne. The opera has never been the same since the announcer said his name. Like wildfire, spread the legend of George Jones.
King of the road.
Here comes this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback.
Been having a ball since I was a boy in Beaumont.
Right now, we're going to get a young man from Beaumont, Texas up here. His name is Mark Chesnutt, and he's dressed like a bull rider, I think. And come on up here, Mark, and do your number, son.
Sure enough about closing time, that stoned out of my mind, and I end up with some honky-tonk special I found. Play me them songs about a ramming man, put old Jim Beam in my hand.
King of the road.
That was this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback.
The Texas honky tonk. There's no place like home.
Since 2008, Honky Tonk Texas in Silsbee, Texas has featured a steady stream of the very best in local, regional, and national touring bands. Pack up your posse and boot scoot over to Honky Tonk Texas for great concerts, dancing, drinking, and dining. Of course, steak night is every Thursday, and don't forget about the Honky Tonk Grill. Visit them online at facebook.com/honkytonktx and at honkytonktexas.us. Honky Tonk Texas in Silsbee has been entertaining Southeast Texas since 2008. Where have you been?